Hey guys, Jmann here with a review of Masterpiece Bumblebee. This little guy was brought to you by The Toy Source. The Toy Source is a website from the same guys behind TF Source, except they do a lot of different toys besides just Transformers, despite the fact that this is a Transformer. But anyway, like most Masterpiece boxes, it's black. You know, there's a lot of cool stuff on it. A lot of Japanese that I totally can't read. And size comparison with the MP-10 Optimus with Bumblebee. So hey, let's crack him open and see what it comes with. Yeah, it's funny, I've actually already cracked him open, so I know exactly what he comes with. Okay, the first two things that I'm going to talk about were actually not inside the box itself. It was just inside the shipping box. The first thing is a faceplate. This is the battle face, as it says right there. I can only assume it is Japanese. It says 1985 something something gold bug something or other. There are a couple of removable faces for Bumblebee, and this is just a bonus one. The other thing is actually this commemorative coin. It's just a little gold coin with Bumblebee's face on it. There's not much to the packaging. Haven't actually pulled him out of this thing because I didn't really want to. But hey, that's a neat little extra display thing. Okay, so here's everything that actually comes inside the package. You've got the Exo-Suit, which could be either Daniel or Spike. I don't think it's been confirmed exactly which one it is. I like to think that it's Spike, because Spike was really the one who hung out with Bumblebee the most. Daniel was more of a hot rod kind of guy. So anyway, I like to think that that's Spike. But anyway, you've got Bumblebee, an extra face, a small little wheel thing for the back of the car mode, and the instructions. The instructions come with a little card, which is nice. Some things that are on a sprue. I'm not sure exactly what those are, because I haven't actually opened the instructions or any of this yet. That should actually tell you something about this set, because I've actually played with this toy for over a week now, and I haven't opened the instructions, but I still know how to transform everything, because it's pretty simple compared to most of the other Masterpiece releases. But hey, before we start looking at Bumblebee, let's take a look at the Exo-Suit. There's not a whole lot to him. He comes packaged up in I guess, robot mode. Or, I guess, bipedal human mode, since there's supposed to be a tiny little spike in here. But hey, there's a lot of nice detail in here. He rolls really well, and it's pretty decent, even though he's really tiny. But transformation's not that bad. From car mode to robot mode, I like pulling the arms out. So yeah, I mean, Spike's transformation is mostly just folding him out. The most difficult piece is folding the wheels inside the legs. But even still, that's not that difficult. And then once you've finished, then you just tilt the head forward. And here's Spike. I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, that's pretty much what he looked like in Transformers the movie and the various other instances where he had an exosuit. But articulation is alright. His knees can totally bend the wrong way if you want them to. Honestly, I think that the exosuit was pretty much a pack-in to make you feel like you got your money's worth when you bought Bumblebee. But still, you know, it's pretty decent. If they had released the exosuit on its own, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But because it's basically an accessory for Bumblebee, that's totally fine. Okay, so time to actually look at the star of this set, Bumblebee himself. As you can see, he is an old-style Volkswagen Beetle. This is officially licensed, and it's great because I didn't think we would ever be able to see another Volkswagen Beetle Bumblebee, because Volkswagen had already stated that they didn't want their brand associated with something that promotes violence, like robots shooting other robots. But they slowly came around to the idea of coming back to the Transformers license. But anyway, it's pretty cool. And I also just realized that those little things on the sprue in the instruction booklet are actually the side mirrors that go right here. I literally just realized that, but I'm not going to take them out because they're tiny and they're going to get lost, and I don't like taking tiny things out of sprues. So imagine that he has tiny little black mirrors. But hey, first thing I want to talk about is the back. Right here, there's a little black piece that pops out if you yank on it enough. Okay, so 3 hours later, pried this thing out, and you've got to excuse my voice. It's very late. I just watched the movie Muck, and I decided to do this review to take my mind off of how terrible that movie was. I appreciate really good thought-out horror movies, and I appreciate practical effects, but when your story is garbage and nothing makes any sense, it kind of ruins the movie. Anyway, the reason why that little black piece comes out, so you can attach the spare tire holder thing. So that completes the look of Bumblebee. Every detail looks fantastic on this figure. All of the curves and sculpted details look really nice, even though it's basically one flat color. And even though some of the pieces are molded yellow and others are painted, they did a great job of matching the colors. And since this is a masterpiece Transformer, you would expect it to be a masterpiece, and I think they nailed it here. This is probably one of the greatest Bumblebee likenesses that we've ever seen. But hey, enough looking at the beautiful car mode, let's actually transform him. Okay, so transformation is pretty easy. It's very reminiscent of his G1 counterpart. Well, except slightly more complicated and enlarged. Unhook his gun because I forgot to mention that it does store in the front. I love the way it does that. That's a really nice part of the transformation. But anyway. Okay, and there is Bumblebee. In all of his glory. He looks pretty much like he was ripped right out of the cartoon. It's like a wonderful mix of his original mini-bot mixed with some of his more modern, like the Transformers Classics line of engineering. Since he is a masterpiece figure, he has tons of articulation. He has a ball-jointed head, so he can spin around and do whatever he wants. Ball-jointed shoulders. He has a bicep swivel, single-jointed elbow. He does have a waist swivel. He has hips that go in, out, plus thigh swivel, single-jointed knee joint, and several swivels in the ankle so he can go tilt up and down and also pivot to the side. Face swapping gimmick. Perfect. Then you just take the other head and push it in. There you go. I mean, it's a pretty simple face swap. Okay, so in robot mode, Bumblebee has a lot of articulation, and it's really well placed. Most of it's just ball joints and swivels everywhere, and there aren't any double joints, but he has enough there to get him into some great poses and to give him a lot of personality. And in case you're wondering, no, I'm totally not filming this part of the review a week after the other parts of the review due to a business trip in Massachusetts. Of course not. So anyway, Masterpiece Bumblebee looks great in both modes and is super fun to transform. He has a really great mix of complexity and simplicity. Plus, he's a little on the small side, kind of harkening back to his mini-car days. Of course, I think that's just because the Volkswagen Beetle is kind of a small car to begin with. So overall, I think Masterpiece Bumblebee is a great value. I found him to be really fun. I couldn't be happier with it. And the fact that he comes with a little bonus Exo-Suit is just icing on the cake. So I highly recommend him. If you haven't gotten him yet, feel free to check him out on the Toy Source. So, this has been Jmann. For the full written review, check out CollectionDX.com. I'll see you guys later.